now. You see the assembly. Acho managed to button his jacket.
Somehow. Greeny, you work hard. No one works harder than Schefter. But the hardest working thing in this desk right now is that top button. Boy, that thing.
But as you said, you got a permit for it. Suffice it to say, spirits are high leading in here. I have very high hopes for the next 2 hours, and we start by looking ahead to what will no doubt be the most watched game of this NFL season. A couple of first-place teams facing off in Foxborough. Patriots and Cowboys, and that Patriot D is the story, allowing 10.8 points a game this year. Fewest by any team since the legendary 2000 Ravens. And they've needed to because Tom Brady and the offense have struggled. Last Sunday, the third time that Brady failed to throw a touchdown this year, already his most such games since 2006. On the other hand, Dak Prescott playing great. Second in total QBR this year. He's thrown 3 touchdowns in 3 straight games. And Bill Belichick is paying attention.
I mean, this guy can throw the ball. He's very accurate. He's got great poise in the pocket. Stands in there. I mean, he can extend plays and run if he has to, but he doesn't do much of that unless he really needs to. He has great patience and poise, discipline in the pocket, gets his eyes downfield. He's a very good deep to intermediate to deep ball thrower. Got good weapons. He's been super impressive. Just great quarterback.
So you know Belichick is impressed when he's actually audible while having the conversation about him. And who was saying this morning in our meeting that this feels like, as much as the entire season has been a referendum on Dak and he has passed every test, this is the week where we can take it to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots are that team for us. It happened a couple weeks ago for Lamar Jackson, where if you can do it against the Patriots, especially going into Foxborough, no one can doubt you anymore. So this is the only outcome of this game that I think is memorable is if Dak has a good game and the Cowboys win, then we remember this game. Otherwise, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I think that, with the numbers that Dak Prescott has put up, people want to put him in the MVP conversation. But if you go into Foxborough against, to me, the best secondary in the league, and Dak has a good game and the Dallas Cowboys win, he's squarely in the mix in the MVP conversation right now.
I agree. He would put himself in that conversation. But you mentioned that great pass defense. And, Acho, that gets me to thinking, Jerry Jones talking earlier this week about time to start riding Zeke. The one thing the Patriots have not been as good at this year defensively is stopping the run. Maybe this is less about Dak this week than it is about Zeke Elliott.
Everybody knows just how good the Patriots pass defense is, arguably the best secondary in the league. The question is, Greeny, if you ride Zeke, and that ride goes off the wheels, which it has for the majority of the season, meaning Zeke has really not done as much as anybody expected, that might be a losing effort. I think feed the hot hand. Dak is the hot hand. Right now it's going to be a strength of good versus good. I don't know if Dak is good enough to take on the Patriots, but he's going to have to show it.
Who did get paid this year? Zeke.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Who's the man who has the money? And it's money time. And the Patriots have been vulnerable against the run. That's the one area where teams have been able to move the ball against them. We saw what the Ravens did. The week before, the Browns ran the football against the Patriots, and people forget that because Nick Chubb had 2 costly fumbles that if he hadn't had them, we would have been talking about why the Patriots are vulnerable. Right. It got masked. So teams have had success running the football. So if you have had success that way, I would think we're going to see a lot of Zeke on Sunday.
Well, and I agree. I think that's why it's so important for the Dallas Cowboys to run the football because it helps mask a couple things. Their defense, Dallas Cowboys defense, hasn't been very good. And that's really why in past years they've been good because they've been able to run the football, control time of possession, and keep their defense fresh. They need to do that.
Let me ask you this. Was it 2 games ago when the Cowboys lost to the Vikings, I think that was it, where they took it out of Dak's hands, and that's in turn what ended up costing them the game?
Yes.
Sometimes in coaching, and we all know this, is you get so caught up in we have to force the run, that it hurts you as a team. Like Dak is playing at a stupid high level, and if anybody agrees with me, Neek.
I mean, Dak's my guy. It's like when you're on to that underground rapper and everyone else is jumping on board. Y'all not allowed no more. This is my guy. You can't get on board. But I agree, running the ball would be nice, but that won't be if it doesn't work, it's not good. Holding on to the ball is what works. So you can go 3 runs in a row and go 3 and out and then put your bad defense back on the field. You haven't accomplished anything. If passing is working, then pass the ball.
I will say that this is the true litmus test. Yeah. Everybody knows the Cowboys lost to the Vikings. They lost to the Saints. They lost to the Packers. The only team they beat with a winning record or a 500 record is the Eagles. And we all know now the Eagles aren't really that good. So not only for the nation, but also for that locker room, this is a litmus test. Are the Cowboys pretenders or are they contenders?
Man, I was bumping that mixtape and y'all didn't even know who he was.
He was way ahead of that. Listen, I know exactly how I feel. I was on to the Jonas Brothers before. So I feel you completely on that. All right, we have much more on that game because that is one of the biggest games, the spotlight games of the season. But the game tonight actually has as much riding on it as any that will be played this week. Deshaun Watson and the Texans, coming off an absolute disaster in Baltimore, losing by 34 points, need to bounce back tonight against Indianapolis. And if history is a guide, you should expect it to be a nail-biter. Each of the last 11 regular season games between these teams have been decided by fewer than 10 points. What does Vegas think? Well, Caesars says Houston is the odds-on favorite to win the division, even though Indianapolis has the head-to-head tiebreaker for now. Houston has finished first in 3 of the last 4 years. So, Nick, I'll start with you. Are we buying either of these teams as really significant contenders in the AFC?
I think the Colts are definitely better. They're more of a contender, but no, they're not real contenders. They're not getting past the top 3, which in my mind are the Ravens, the Patriots, and the Kansas City Chiefs. That's it. I mean, those are the teams that they have to beat. They're not better than any.
You agree with that?
Are we sure we want to put the Kansas City Chiefs in the top tier of the AFC right now?
Yes.
I know. Listen, I know we talk about Patrick Mahomes and he's the league MVP from last year, but nobody at this table can tell me after watching the Chiefs against the Chargers and prior weeks that we can absolutely put the Chiefs right now with the New England Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens.
All right, so
I'm not willing to go there right now.
All right, so this isn't what we planned here, but I'm changing this up because are you agreeing with that? Is it a 2-horse race or a 3-horse race right now at the top of the AFC?
I think that's completely ludicrous. I mean, you're talking about Patrick Mahomes, you're talking about weapons, and you know better than I when talking about the playoffs, but we all know this. Playoffs, it comes down to who can get the hottest. The Chiefs have too many weapons, Wood, for you to just be like, it's a 2-horse race.
I'm going to tell you what. You want me to tell you what else happens in the playoffs?
Talk to me.
Defense. Do you see any type of defense from the Kansas City Chiefs right now? They can't stop anyone, and they're not playing as well offensively like they were last year. That's why I cannot right now put the Kansas City Chiefs in the top tier right now.
Shefty.
So let me bring it back to the Colts and Texans. This Colts team is gritty. It's tough. The defense is tough. The offensive line is good. They run the football. They do all the things that you need to do to win in January. And that's why I think the Colts, I'm not saying that they're the favorites in the AFC because they're not. But I think that they could play with those teams and give those teams a tough matchup. I like the Colts team. I think it's a tough football team.
To you, it's a 4-horse. I mean, again, and we've sort of gotten off the rails here a little bit, but it's a 4-horse race for you?
Well, it's a 6-horse race because anything can happen. But I like the Colts in that conversation. Look, the Patriots, Ravens, Chiefs, I put the Chiefs up there. To me, they're head and shoulders. But the Colts, to me, I think are going to make the postseason somehow, some way, and I think they're.
I like that, Shefty. That's nice, but it's wrong. The Colts are not a Super Bowl contender. But I do. Back to your Chiefs point. I hear everyone bashing the defense. I'm not going to say the defense is good, but the defense is better than it was last year. And last year they were an offsides away from going to the Super Bowl. The offense has not been perfect, but Mahomes is coming off an injury, and with Mahomes healthy and everyone in the weapons there, that offense is going to score. And I don't think there are many teams in AFC that can score enough to beat them.
Well, yesterday I asked Dominique and others on my set to pick their Super Bowl matchup right now, and you gave me Kansas City in the AFC. And D Wood, you're sitting over here taking them out of the mix.
No, I know what watching those teams the whole season. I don't see them beating Baltimore right now. Especially the way Baltimore plays defense. Everyone talks about Lamar Jackson and that offense and how scary it is because it's different.
Hold on. No. Wait a minute. They played already. And the Chiefs won, so you can't say that it's an impossibility.
That was a while ago. I'm talking about right now. Do you think the Chiefs? The Chiefs right now against the Baltimore Ravens?
The Super Bowl nor the playoffs are right now, and that's what it comes down to. So you have to look at potential, and when you look at potential, Patrick Mahomes has potential. Travis Kelce, Mecole Hardman, Tyreek Hill. That's too much.
And you have to play defense in the playoffs. That's what I'm saying right now. No defense. I just don't see it.
Nope. The only team in there that looks like it could potentially be really complete is Baltimore.
Yeah,
the Chiefs obviously have a major flaw on the defensive side. No one would disagree with that. The Patriots offensively, whoever would have thought would be saying that, but the Patriots offense looks like their Achilles heel. Shefty, you said to me in the meeting this morning, you think they are as vulnerable as they have looked in a long time.
That's how they've looked. They still have the best record in football. They're still going to have home field advantage, and good luck to the team that has to go into Foxborough in January and beat them. Saying all that, yes, I do think they're vulnerable to be beat this year.
Okay, we have a million other things to do. The biggest story in the NFL right now is everyone sitting, watching, and